Hello, everyone. This is Igor Kheifets, and welcome to this case study call. I'm with Nelio Dos Reis, a client of mine who I've had the pleasure of working for a couple of months now, who've just done a WSO day, just literally last week, I think. And so, Nelio, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, cool. So, thank you for taking the time to do this. Um, so, why don't we
Pleasure's mine.
Why don't we just go ahead and start off by you sharing with us and the listeners what made you reach out to me for help a couple of months back?
Yeah, no problem. I actually started it online about 4 years ago, and as most people, you buy product after product, and you try all kinds of stuff to get, your business going. But obviously, it's not as easy as that. So obviously, after a certain period, I knew I could, grow onto what I've already achieved. Although it wasn't much, I knew I could do much better. So that's when I reached out to you a couple of months ago, and I asked you for your help so that I could take my business to the next level. And thankfully, it's been quite an amazing ride.
All right, very cool. Well, for one, congratulations on your success. And
Thanks a lot.
why can you kind of go into a bit of a detail as to what were some of these specific challenges you were facing?
Yes, I had a product that I'd launched in 2011 on the Warrior Forum, which did pretty good, which was called Facebook Viral Bomb. And when I actually approached you, I wanted to obviously do the second version of it, but I'd almost given up because I was like stuck with a lot of issues. I wasn't sure what to do with it. So when I approached you, you obviously helped me to get my head focused again and, to start doing what I needed to do to make it a successful launch, which it was. So basically, you actually advised me to, actually take this product forward and, launch it on the Warrior Forum and to build a funnel around it, which I did. And thankfully, everything has gone so well. And I got WSO of the day with Warrior Plus I've got WSO of the week with WSO Scout. So the achievement there has been absolutely amazing.
All right, very cool. And that's, I mean, you never did any big product launch. You didn't have any, guru connections or anything to back you up. It's just, it picked up because of your sales page, of the conversions your product achieved on the marketplace, and people start promoting.
Yes, definitely. The way you taught me to set up the sales page, obviously the copywriting was very crucial. Obviously, setting up the OTO, which obviously helps on the back end. You showed me how to do follow-up series. You showed me how to do all the back end stuff, so I could make money there as well. So the response has been absolutely incredible.
All right.
Now, thank you for that, man.
Well, again, you don't need to thank me. Well, for one, you thank me with my mentoring fee for one, and two,
Yes.
you're the one doing all the work, so you should give yourself a tap on the back. Um, are you okay with discussing numbers?
Yeah, sure. You want to know how much I made with
Well,
the
we're
WSO?
we're not going to go into some into the specifics, but here's I just wanted to draw a line and to find out how what kind of results you were achieving before and what kind of results you're achieving right now. So before starting with me, before approaching me for help, what was your ballpark income?
It was up and down. It was like $500 or $1,000.
Okay, so between 500,000, 500 and 1,000 bucks a month. And
That's right.
what is it today? So you did the launch. So what was the ballpark of the launch that you brought in?
I did five figures on the first week, so
All
I
right,
can't complain about that.
all right. So you kind of multiplied the monthly income by 10.
That's correct.
Okay, all right, but
And the
that's.
month is not even over.
Oh yeah, we're just on the 2/3 of the month here, so there's more to come. And so what's your plan then? So what's your next goal that you're working towards?
Yeah, I definitely want to follow up with the solo ads because obviously I've already got the funnel set up. I just want to start getting my solo ad sales page up, and then I want to focus on that obviously. And then obviously in the future I want to build another product, but right now I want to get the solo ads going.
Okay. What kind of list have you built so far? I mean, we're talking a buyer's list, right?
Yeah, on this Warrior Forum alone, I've got 500 buyers.
500 buyers, and those buyers brought you in a total of over 10,000 bucks. 5 figures, which means your average earning per customer was $50 and or more than $50.
Yeah, that's correct.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, most people who launch WSOs and who do product launches, they actually settle for like average customer value of $3. You know, and you followed what we teach inside the Inner Circle, and you've gone ahead and average multiplied that average customer value tenfold. In fact, I mean
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
actually not unusual in terms of achieving these results because I've coached other people who do WSO launches for a living, who do GVZoo product launches, and this is exactly what happens. They work their butts off for a very long time, and end up pocketing very little money at the end of the month because their average customer value is just pathetic. Not to
Yeah.
mention that they're fully dependent on JVs driving the traffic. So again, putting a very limit, putting a cap on their income, so to speak. So they end up
Yes, yes.
hitting the glass ceiling very very quickly. Now with you, now since your average customer value is such a high customer value, I'm guessing you're going to move into towards the paid advertising, kind of build your business further without heavily relying on JV traffic. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, all right. So, in terms of achieving these results, does it feel like you've just hit a jackpot, or just win the lottery, or does it feel like you've actually created that and you know exactly how to repeat that in case you want to do it again?
No, I definitely know what to do now, and I'm definitely focused on taking this to the next level even further. I'm not going to stop right here. I know I can do much better than what I've done. Obviously, this is just a good like it's the next step in my IM career. So I'm
All right.
definitely looking forward to the future.
Okay. Well, just as a quick side note, just so our listeners know, this is not a fluke, and this is not some sort of a staged act like some people actually hire people on Fiverr to show them testimonials. Could you give us the name of your product so they can actually Google it and then and see for themselves that you won the WSO the day and generated some buzz on the forum?
Sure, no problem. The website is facebookviralbomb.com.
Okay, so it's facebookviralbomb.com. So guys, if you want to check out Nelia's product, you can go to facebookviralbomb.com. Now, Nelia, tell me this: when you were getting started with me and you were only making 500 to 1,000 bucks a month, which for South Africa I'm guessing is a decent pay.
Yes, yes. No, it's not. It's decent. That's correct.
It's decent, so it's not amazing. You can't live in a mansion, but it's decent enough to pay the bills. Um, what about you? You also had a day job at the time.
That's correct. I still do
You still do.
on the
Okay.
side. It's
Okay.
not. It's not really my day job. I help my brother in his business, so I'm very flexible and I basically do what I want.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a dream job to me. Do what you want and
Yeah,
get
sort
paid.
of.
But I guess my question is this: how what was your budget when you were getting started? I mean, was it limited? Was it unlimited? How flexible was the budget in terms of like investing in your business?
Well, I was prepared to invest as much as I could because I knew that I could, get it back if I had to follow through with your stuff. So I was prepared to spend $10,000. Yes.
Oh wow, okay. Well, that's definitely more than most people are willing to spend.
Yes,
But
yes.
in terms of implementation, bringing your business up, writing the copy, putting the stuff together, and of course, time sacrifices, set aside. How much did it actually cost you to launch this mega successful funnel?
I actually spent quite a bit of money because it was a theme, it was a membership software, it was a lot of, it's actually more work than actually uh, cost, if you know what I mean. But there was a bit of stuff that I had to purchase to put it all together. So I would say I spent about $5,000. I had to outsource some stuff. I had to have the software developed. There was quite a bit of stuff that I needed to do.
Okay, fair enough. So you're still in a healthy profit in terms of the launch. You know.
Yes, yes. I mean, I just started. It's basically just launched. So
Okay, well,
I know. Sorry, I was just going to say that I know there's more money still coming in because obviously it's a product that will
oh yeah, I mean that's definitely
last.
an asset in your business. I mean we
That's
can't ignore
correct.
that. That's an asset that's gonna bring you sales, bring customers. It's probably gonna bring you consulting clients, and other opportunities, leverage. You're gonna get people approaching you for interviews. At least that's how it happened to me. As soon as I launched a visible product, people started approaching me. and kind of respecting me a bit more. Now, as far as if you were to do it all over again, right? Since this was your
Yes.
very first one, you spent some money, you spent some time. There was trial and error. There were mistakes. Even your PayPal account got limited in the process, which we were able, to get back. Obviously, though, that's a big nightmare for a lot of people who do launches. So, if you were to do it all over again, avoiding the mistakes you now know how to avoid, how would it cost you? How much would it cost you to say launch an info product, not a software that obviously costs money to develop?
Yes, yes. I don't think it will cost me anything because I know how to do the whole thing now and I've got all the tools. So obviously the first one obviously needed a bit of investment, but now that I've got all the tools, it's all about doing the work and doing what you taught me.
Right. Okay. So you're writing your own copy, building your own business. And what about English not being your first language?
No, it is actually my first language.
English is your first language.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, interesting. Wait. So in South Africa they speak English?
Yes, yes, it's an English speaking country, mostly.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm
We
sorry.
got 11 official languages, but
11.
English
Okay.
is our main language. Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to ask you. The reason I was asking this question because a lot of people listening, they are afraid of writing copy and building funnels and writing emails, simply because English is not their first language, just
Yes,
like
yes,
it was
yes.
for me. And based on your accent, I just assumed that English wasn't your first one. But what would you say to those who are not not aggressively involved in copywriting, never wrote copy before, who are just attempting to do this stuff?
No, they shouldn't be afraid because I mean, you supply all the information that they need to implement it. So you give us good examples of how to do it. So there's no excuses to, follow up with all the stuff that you teach us.
Okay, all right, fair enough. And what would you say was the biggest impact on your success so far through this coaching program?
You mean which part of the course?
Well, not so much which part of the course, but what did you learn, or what did you realize? What did you understand? What kind of principle did you apply in your business that really was a game changer? Because a lot of times, what I notice that whenever I go through a coaching program, an information product doesn't matter. There's just one or two things that I learned usually end up creating a big splash in my business.
Yeah, mine was definitely copywriting. I never realized how much of an impact that had in my sales. And obviously, as you know, I had to redo my sales letter quite a few times before I actually got it spot on. So that's definitely played a big role in the success that I've had so far.
Well, yeah, I mean, we usually have to redo it over and over. I mean, just right now, working with another client who's a fellow Russian who lives in America, and we rewrote his copy for I think like 7 times now. I mean, I kind of sent him back to the drawing board and giving him directions, and it's a work in progress, so it takes some time initially, but that's the whole point of teaching somebody how to fish, right? You kind of go through this
Definitely.
process, but then they're able to write their own copy. So I trust that the next sales page you write for the next WSO you launch or for the next product you launch is going to come much easier. It's going to be much more streamlined. It's going to take you much less time than it took you for this first one.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, there's still a lot to learn because copywriting is quite a tricky trait, but it's just a learning process. I mean, if you just got to keep on working on it so that you can keep improving on the copywriting itself.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the best part about copy, you don't have to be amazing. You don't have to be pro level copywriter to really get great results. You can be decent. You can be just enough to be dangerous, and you can still, like as we've seen, just get W sold a day, like you did.
Yeah, sure.
Because you definitely wouldn't consider yourself to be a pro level copywriter. I mean, you wouldn't go out there and get clients to hire you for 5 figure, 6 figure fees like some of the big copywriters do. But you do know enough about your marketplace now to be able to sell stuff and to be able to identify what they're spending money on. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we teach inside is not necessarily the solo ed part of things or not necessarily the list building side of things, but this is salesmanship. How to identify
Yes,
what exactly does the customer spend their money on and how to position yourself in a way where they can give you some of it. Because a lot of times what happens is people walk around this industry and they say, well, in order to make money, I got to give people value. And if I give them enough value, eventually they will come to me and they will offer me their money. But in reality, it's not really the case because the first thing you got to do is you got to sell and offer value to those who are willing to give you money. And that's that was one of the biggest realizations in my business a couple of years ago when I went from broke to making about $1,500 a month, and then I took that to making 10K per month in about 6 months. So all through the salesmanship. The moment I finally got the balls to ask for the money first and offer value second, and obviously you have to offer decent value or great value for them to actually stick around. um, it's only then that my business really took off, and that's one of the principles we teach inside of it. So the first thing a newcomer does is they build their own product, they run their own sales page, they build their own sales funnel, and a lot of times I get people wanting to shortcut their way, kind of looking for affiliate products to promote and stuff like that. Where this is where I have to put my foot down and say, look, man or woman, you got to do this way because this is how success is created, and you're just another great example of this rule to be true. Um,
Yes, definitely.
so, what would you say then to someone who's outside right now, looking into your success, admiring your success, and aspiring to be just like you, Emilio? What would you say to them in terms of achieving that success?
In my opinion, there's a lot of people have a problem with procrastinating online. They jump from one product to another. They don't focus on what they actually should be doing. They see the next magic bullet showing up and they jump on it, and then they look at it, and then the next day they're jumping onto something else. And that's something that a lot of us internet marketers, when we're starting out online, we keep on doing. And that's something that always I try to tell people now that they must try and avoid that, because I was also a culprit of that. But I eventually, found my focus, and I know where I'm heading now, and that's very crucial. And that's what I suggest to everybody else that's actually starting online, that they actually focus on that product that they want to get out in the market and make it as valuable as possible, and to follow through with what you teach, because it simply works. There's no doubts or anything. If you do have a doubt, you're there for us, and that's very, very crucial.
Well, first I appreciate the constant flow of compliments you throw towards my coaching program. I mean, I do agree that it works. I mean, it works for me. It works for many of my buddies that I taught it to, and it works for each and every single one of my clients who actually follow through on taking action. And you being a case study number 64, actually shows that it's not a coincidence, because if it's just one person or two people, that may be lucky, a lucky hit or something. But 64 people achieving similar results following the same principle is, it's definitely a rule by which success is being created online.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
so Nelio, at this point, I mean, I think we've shared enough, and I appreciate you taking the time to do this with me. I know it hasn't been easy to catch you with all
Thanks
the
for having me. Yeah, appreciate it.
for living the lifestyle and all. Um,
Yeah, it's time to live it.
so once again, folks, if you want to check out more about Nelio and his stuff, you can go to facebookviralbomb.com, or you can look up that term on the Warrior Forum. Or you can also Google Facebook Viral Bomb W So the Day, and you can read more about him. Maybe even get coaching from the guy if you wanted to. Um, and besides that, if you want to join me and my students and Nelio in becoming a part of the coaching program he went through, you can go to www.thelistbuildinglifestyle.com, and apply there and we'll talk. So Nelio, once again, thank you so much for doing this, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thanks, Igor. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye bye.